Hey everyone, it's Jesse. Today I'm going to talk a bit about my thoughts on taking testosterone. Brought to you today while wearing the most badass shirt in the world. Glows in the dark. I'll show you later. So I think firstly the most important point and Anyway, so I identify as a non-binary trans person and transmasculine. People use gender-neutral pronouns for me. Well, my friends do. Most people don't. But it feels really good when my friends do. I'm just going to turn this music down. And so I have body dysphoria related to gender stuff. I'm going to start off by telling a quick story about working at a car show this past winter. I worked at a car show, just handing out flyers, giving people directions and stuff. But the car show is mainly attended by straight suburban people who I'm assuming don't know too many gender non-conforming people. And while I was working that week, I was really sick, and I had a really raspy sickness voice. And because of that, I was passing as male for the entire week. And it was a really interesting experience. I felt really good about it, actually. Even though I don't identify as male, for some reason, having everyone use male pronouns for me and treat me as if I was, I guess, a young teenager felt really good. I felt like in some way I had more control. Like I was in control of the way they saw me, rather than the way I usually feel is completely out of control of the way that people view me and the way that they perceive me and the way that they'll treat me. So when I was passing as male for the week, I got used to this feeling of like, I know they're going to think I'm male, and I can either let them continue to think that or do something to make them think otherwise. So being in more control of the way that I was perceived by people felt really good. And also, people treat men better. People treat men with more respect, and more respect than, gender non-conforming women, which is my experience. I'm also assuming that people generally treat men better than women as well, and better than queer men who are feminine or, not passing as straight. So it felt really good to be treated instantly with respect. I know that's fucked up. I mean, not that it felt good. Obviously it would feel good, but it's fucked up that the patriarchy exists. We all know that, but shit's fucked up. I wish that women and trans people and queer people were treated with respect by the hetero society. Anyway, so having that experience made me feel like having a deeper voice would make me feel more comfortable in my body. which made me think about testosterone. Also, I feel like I get pretty dysphoric about the fat on my hips and my thighs. I mean, I'm not, I don't really have that much fat, but the fat that I do have, I feel bad about. And it's not even that I feel bad about having fat, it's just about having feminine fat. Like, I'm totally fine with my belly fat. I actually like it. I like to show it to people, and I like to stick my belly out and whatever. But yeah, it's just having that feminine fat feels bad. And I've been working out a lot more. I find it really hard to motivate myself to work out. So I've started taking self-defense classes, which has dual purposes. One, the workout is really hard, and I've been getting fit really quickly. And two, learning self-defense makes me feel more confident, because I feel like I can protect myself if a situation comes up where I'm threatened, which has happened on numerous occasions. Oh, the pen exploded. It's not on my face. It's okay. Yeah, leading up to going to this class, I had a guy throw a drink at my partner and I and tried to fight us, and it was just made me feel really vulnerable and angry, and I don't want to feel that way anymore. So I've started going to Krav Maga classes. Krav Maga is it's a self-defense, a realistic, like real-life self-defense technique that's really intense. It was invented by a Jewish man from Czechoslovakia in, I think, the 30s, or sometime leading up to the Second World War, when there were a lot of pogroms happening. If you don't know what that means, it's basically violence, both sexual and physical, violence against Jewish people, like mobs of people attacking and raping or beating Jewish people. This was leading up to the Second World War, so this guy created a self-defense technique to help Jewish people protect themselves. Now it's he moved to Israel, and Krav Maga has become the fighting technique of the Israeli army. I do feel a little bit weird about having that connection to the Israeli army. I'm completely against apartheid, and obviously there's a lot of problematic shit happening in Israel and Palestine. But when it comes down to it, it's what's available and most practical for me to be able to take care of myself. So that's why I'm doing it. I've gone off on a really long tangent. But anyway, doing this has made my body get more muscular and more masculine appearing. But the problem is that it's not sustainable. For now and for the next few months, I'm going to be able to take these classes, and I'm going to be able to get more fit and feel more confident and more comfortable in my body. However, I won't be able to do this forever. It's, it's just not sustainable. I'm going to move. I'm going to move to a place where I either won't be able to afford to access the classes won't be available. Like, just things in life are going to come up, which are going to mean that I won't be able to continue to do this, and I don't have the motivation to exercise on my own, which means it's going to be like an up and down battle of feeling comfortable with my body. But if I were to go on testosterone, my body would obviously become more masculine, and my body fat would redistribute into a more masculine way. But, you know, the effects of testosterone aren't guaranteed. You can hope for things, and they won't necessarily happen for you. It's like I hope that I would go on T and get a low-ish voice that I like the sound of, that my body fat would redistribute and I'd get more muscular. But the reality is that might not happen. And something that I'm pretty sure will happen is that I'm going to get very hairy. I'm already a really hairy person for a female-bodied person. I have like black hair going in on my neck and on my cheeks that I have to shave. I have chest hair, like not just a few in the middle, like my entire chest has hair on it. It's not like thick, but they're black hairs. And I'm actually growing it out now, so maybe someday I'll show you. I have like the happy trail on my stomach. I have really hairy legs. My brother is really hairy, so I'm just kind of assuming that because of my genetics, I'm going to get really hairy pretty quickly, and I don't want that. So these are things I'm thinking about. I've thought a lot about going on a low dose of tea, or maybe going on a regular dose and then coming off of it once my voice has deepened. But then there's the issue again with the body fat. It would go back. I've recently got a job working at a gay club where I'm out as trans, and there's another trans guy who works there. So nobody has used any pronouns for me at all so far. They know that I'm trans. They just call me by my name. So I'm assuming they're either going to do that or they're going to use male pronouns for me. So that'll be an interesting experiment to see how I feel about that. Anyway, crazy long video. Have a good day.